Shalom, shalom.
Once again, we are the Hebrew Israelites out of Great Millstone, Atlanta, coming to you live once again on the streets, prophesy and preach according to the Holy Bible. We want to start off by giving all praises, all glory, all honor unto Yahweh, double honors to the apostles, bishops of Great Millstone. As always, peace and blessings to the hopeful elect. We're living in a great time on this planet Earth. Although we have all kinds of disasters, wars, calamities, this is a great time. Okay? And the reason being it's a great time because it's the end of wickedness. Okay? So really what we're seeing is, we're seeing the judgment of who the Lord entity calls God. His true name is Yahweh. Right? He's bringing judgment on the earth. The reason why you have war, the reason why you have these evil things is because of what? It's because the Lord is judging the wickedness that is going on in the planet. Okay? Matter of fact, give me
chapter 3, verse 6, and it says, "Shall a trumpet be blown in the city, and the people not be afraid? Shall there be evil in the city, and the Lord have not done it?"
Right, shall there be evil in the city, and the Lord have not done it? Because you have the majority of the people on the planet Earth think it's the spiritual demon Satan that is warring against God and God's people, bringing evil in the earth, saying, ha ha ha, look God, look what I did to your children. No. Read that again.
Yeah, this is Amos chapter 3, and verse 6. "Shall a trumpet be blown in the city?"
Right, and what's a trumpet for? A trumpet is a warning. Now you got these tornado sirens, or like hurricane sirens, that are, sounding all throughout the city. Right? So when you hear a siren, right, you know that there's something coming. Okay? When you hear these sirens on these police cars, on these fire trucks and ambulances, you know that there's some kind of emergency happening. All right? Well, the Lord has sirens too. Okay? Go ahead.
"Shall a trumpet be blown in the city, and the people not be afraid? Shall there be evil in the city, and the Lord has not done it?"
Right. So when there's evil, that's warning from the Lord to get yourself together, those who remain alive. Okay? So it's the Heavenly Father that is really sending forth the issues of death. Okay? Sending evil in the earth. It's his call. His judgment call. It ain't Satan. All right? The devil is just a soldier of God. All right? Go ahead.
It says, verse 7, "Surely the Lord Yahweh will do nothing, but he revealeth his secrets unto his servants the prophets."
And those that understand these secrets are the prophets. Okay? Because you get any old random person, they'll pick up the Bible and they don't understand it. But the prophets understand it. Who are the prophets? We're the prophets. Okay? And we're set up as a warning to the world out there at large to let you know that there is about to be more major judgment coming. Now we just had that hurricane Helene, right? That just came through the coast of Florida, along like the western coast, on up through here in Georgia, right? And over 40 people died. Was that the devil that did that? No. Okay? That was the Lord that did it. But your pastor and your preacher won't tell you that. Okay?
It's an NLT version of
not God send both calamity and good? So there's a balance. So it's the Lord that sends the evils and calamities in the earth. He's also the one that gives out the orders of blessings and good. So you just gotta know and understand what side you're on. You know, are you gonna receive good of the Lord, or are you gonna receive evil? You know, and the majority of the world is gonna get evil. Okay, somebody hold me Isaiah 13.
This is 2 Corinthians chapter 5, verse 10. For we must all appear before the judgment seat of Yahweh Shai, that everyone may receive the things done in his body according to that he have done, whether it be good or bad. Knowing therefore the terror of the Lord, we persuade men, but we are made manifest unto the Most High, and I trust also are made manifest in your conscience.
What does that mean? That means that when Yahweh Shai returns, he's going to either kill you or save you. Okay? He's going to either kill you or save you. Right? It's not talking about when you die, and you stand in a long-ass line, and you get your name called, and there's a book of life of your life. This is your life. No. And then he reads out your sins, and he says, oh, no, you're going to hell. That's not how it works. When the Messiah returns, he's going to either save you or he's going to kill you. That's the judgment. See, for Yahweh Shai. Right? And then it says that we know the terror of the Lord, the terror when Yahweh Shai returns. Right? We try to persuade our people on this side, so-called black, Hispanic, and Native Americans, which are the Israelites. We're trying to persuade the chosen elect only to return back to the Lord. Okay? The rest of our people are going to die along with all the other races of people on the planet Earth. Okay? And guess what? We have been truly manifested because we're out here every week on the streets preaching this word.
Right. Yep.
It ain't our fault if you don't stop by or inquire. Right? It's not our fault if you scroll past the video. That's on you. But we're pointing the warning out. Okay? Now I mentioned about the evils coming in the earth. Alright? So give me Isaiah 13 and around 12. You got it too?
I got those 9.
Go ahead.
Isaiah chapter 13 and verse 9. Behold, the day of the Lord cometh, cruel, both with wrath and fierce anger.
Right, so the day of the Lord is coming, and it's a cruel day. Okay? The day of the Lord cometh, cruel, not happy, not joyous, all right, but cruel, both with wrath, not with love. Where's the love? The Bible says the day of the Lord is coming cruel with wrath and fierce anger. Go ahead.
To lay the land desolate.
To lay this land of America totally flat. Right? They're building this construction job over here with this building. That's going to be destroyed. Right? These streets, these street lights, these trees, everything is going to be burnt up and laid flat.
Everyone's going to say without mapping rivers.
Yeah, that's in Haggai. Go ahead.
And he shall destroy the sinners therefore out of it.
And he shall do what?
Destroy the sinners therefore out of it.
So you'll go to church tomorrow on Sunday. You'll go to church on Sunday and hear the pastor say, God doesn't hate the man, he hates the sin. Well, we're reading out of the Bible itself, the word of the Lord, because God ain't gonna come down here. God ain't gonna come down here and talk to you niggas. He sent us out here to talk to you. Okay? He's too pure to come down here and speak to you. Alright? And we're reading out of his own book what he said. He said he shall destroy the sinners thereof. Read that part again.
verse 9, behold, the day of the Lord cometh, cruel both with wrath and fierce anger, to lay the land desolate, and he shall destroy the sinners thereof out of it.
So all the sinners in this land of America are going to be destroyed by the Lord. That's simple. You just accept it, right? And then you keep going. Because the majority of the world is in sin. What does that mean? That means that you're not following the commandments of the Most High.
Right.
Okay? You got a bunch of homos running around, a bunch of lesbos, you got a bunch of degenerate children, sons and daughters, right? Your governments are corrupt. All these nations are totally bugged out of their damn minds. Okay, right? All the women are a bunch of hoes and thoughts. All the men, I just mentioned about them, a bunch of homos, right? Or some kind of lack of judgment.
Oh yeah, murderers, thieves.
Murderers, thieves, bunch of fucking drill rappers.
Simps.
Right, simps. Women worshipers and voters of Republican and Democrat.
Yeah.
Okay?
I think Pastor Bar even brought it sort of Jamaica or Trinidad or one of those islands. Jake that be bullshitting all day, they call them waste men. You know, they just waste time all the day long. Every day it's just a new journey to smoke weed, find the newest drugs to do, new women to hit. It's always a new journey for some ass.
Right.
You know, or some type of fun, or some type of criminal act to mischief. That's the 12 tribes, niggas.
Yeah,
You know?
in
2/3.
Yeah.
in Canada, in Toronto, they call it waste use.
Waste use.
A bunch of waste use.
Yep.
And that's
Going
what
around
you
the city
are.
terrorizing.
Yeah, you're a bunch of waste. Right? So what's the Lord going to do? He's going to waste you.
Setting stuff on fire, robbing, pickpocketing, stealing persons. Niggas is around the world just wreaking havoc, man. And you think the Lord is just gonna come down like he just unaware of all these things? He gonna come down kicking it with niggas on the west side? You know, stepping over all the trash and shit, gonna sit on that nasty ass couch and chill with you. But that's how niggas think. Niggas think the Lord gonna come down and he gonna throw a concert in the hood.
Yeah, they had that show on Adult Swim where they showed, what was it, it was called Black Jesus or something, right? Yeah, Black Jesus on Adult Swim. And that's basically what they had him doing, right? Kicking it in the hood, drinking 40, smoking weed, right? You know, being a nigga. And that was the so-called white man mocking you niggas. Because he knows that the Messiah was a so-called black man. But he gave you a nigga instead and put it in a comedy show. You know? So what do you think the Lord is going to do to this world, especially America?
Right. Yep.
The Lord's going to waste this place. Okay? Keep reading.
Isaiah chapter 13 and verse 10, for the stars of heaven and the constellations thereof shall not give their light, the sun shall be darkened, and his going forth, and the moon shall not cause her light to shine.
Right, so that means everything that you uphold with celebrities are going to fall, your understanding is going to be lacking, your knowledge is going to be lacking. You're not going to know or understand what's going on when the Lord brings this evil in the earth.
You're gonna be pretty much out there to get picked up.
Yeah.
If you don't have a system of thought, or heads, no direction, no objective, no motive. Because the so-called white man, when everything breaks down, these devils do have a plan. Everything these devils map out. The scripture says that their heart survives in vain. So they know if something were to take place in these different cities and counties, they know exactly what to do. It's really installed in these devils to already have a plan of action. But you niggas, you master procrastinators. We went to school with you niggas, man. We been around, we know niggas, man. You know? You gonna do everything up to that point, and then you gonna scream, why God? Or you gonna try to set up as many prayers in the last few seconds,
Right.
and think the Lord gonna get you out of the situation.
We're going to pray to Jesus anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
Please, God, please, Jesus. Jesus ain't going to save you.
Verse 11. And I will punish the world for their evil.
Right. This is what I was getting to. Punish the world. The Lord's going to punish the world for their evil. Okay? So when you see the evils in the city, the judgments of destruction and death, who sanctions that? Who gives the okay? Who gives the green light for that? The Lord himself. Okay? Go ahead.
Done. And it says, and the wicked for their iniquity, and I will cause the arrogancy of the proud to cease.
And all of you are really wicked. All of you are arrogant and proud. The Lord said, all that shit gonna stop.
Oh yeah, everybody proud.
All that's gonna stop. That's coming to an end. He said he's gonna cause the arrogancy of the proud to cease. He's gonna lay low the haughtiness of the terrible. Go ahead.
And will lay low the haughtiness of the terrible.
See?
Some people in this world, they gotta be walking with one shoe on for them to be humble, man. You know? That's what it's gonna take for a lot of people. Like the movie The Road. See that nigga that had one shoe that was on that road just walking. He ain't getting judged. Well, he getting judged definitely, but you know he ain't get shot in the head, or he just, you know, pretty much a calculated death or anything of that nature. He just idly it looked like torture. It looked like slow torture when you watch the movie The Road. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about, Jake. Jake that was on the path, he had like one sock on. Well, he was all types of jacked up, man. So a lot of people, they're going to get judgments early on. Some people going to take their judgments later on. Or they're going to have to feel it.
You gotta feel it.
Second is the ninth chapter. Same shall know it. And
That's my pain.
Go ahead.
This is verse 12. I will make a man more precious than fine gold.
And that's what's going to be the key in that day, right? You're going to have to be an Israelite man to be made of fine gold, right? That shows you how bad that is going to be in that day, in the day of the Lord, okay? Because there's going to be famine, there's going to be more sicknesses and diseases out here being spread. There's going to be all kinds of race wars and class wars, right? Fighting over food and water in that day. Okay?
Yeah.
So in that day of the Lord, things are going to be so bad. A man, especially a man of the Lord, that's going to be really only a man of the Lord is going to be as precious as fine gold. Because the scripture says when you read the 7th chapter, that all the bridegrooms shall die in the wars. It says your women shall be harlot in the city. So all these men out here, right, these simps, these moles, they're all going to be put to death, right? You're going to have martial law. We haven't gone that in a long time, martial law. Right, that's what's coming, okay? Which is basically when the military takes over the government, the president is going to be non-existent, okay? The president is going to be non-existent. Martial law is going to be declared in the streets here in America, and then what's going to happen? All right? Then there's going to be total anarchy, curfews, right? Rationing the food, checkpoints. But then the only way you'll be able to get through and survive, they're going to introduce the mark of the beast, which is a microchip. Okay? I've looked at several different Israelite groups randomly, right? Because you know they pop up on your feed when you scroll, right? And the only group that teaches the microchip that pushes it as the mark of the beast is Great Millstone. Scar don't push it. Okay? GLCC don't push it. Alright? HODC don't push it. Alright?
Yeah, I think they know, but they still don't push it.
They don't push it.
Right.
It's not a priority of prophecy when it comes to teaching the word.
They're trying to raise up the nation.
Right.
That's just like they you know.
They had the big Benjamite, what's his name?
Yeah.
When he went to New York, you know, Pastor asked him about the mark of the beast, and he said, "We working on it." But yeah, we working on it. You know,
I think that was Cornelius. They know about the
Oh, the Cornelius. It was the
Yeah.
Cornelius. Yeah. It was like, yo, we working on it. How much
They
work-
know
how
what
much
the
work-
MOTB
what
is.
time you need?
What time you need, man?
But they don't push it. You know? So we're in a time where all these calamities and evils are going to be pretty much everywhere, right? So who's going to be focused in that day? A man that has the full 100% truth of these scriptures. Okay? Matter of fact, hold up. Somebody give me Isaiah 33 and 6.
I got you. This is Isaiah chapter 33, verse 6. And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, and strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord is his treasure.
Why are you going to need to have fear of the Lord? Why are you going to need to have a certain level of knowledge and wisdom? Okay? Why is that going to be a treasure? Because there's going to come a time when that's not going to be so prevalent. I mentioned about where it said that, you know, people are going to be confused. Okay? Fears is going to be all, you know, all over the place. So what's going to happen? Eventually what's going to happen is, if you don't know these scriptures, you're going to be destroyed. Okay? There's nothing wrong with saying that you have a full 100% understanding of the Bible and being able to go into a certain deeper level with these scriptures. We just read in Amos the 3rd chapter that the prophets are going to know the secrets. What's the secret? A secret is something everybody don't know. But what did Yahweh say? He says, what ye hear in the ear, you preach on the housetops. So Yahweh gave his disciples, right, his men, he gave the apostles the secrets, right? Remember when you read, what is that, Matthew 13, it says he came to his disciples privily, right? You don't have to get it, you don't have to get it. He said he came to them privily. Well, there are certain things that you ought to know, but everybody's not going to know, right? But then he said, right? Then he said, especially when you read Matthew the 24th chapter, he came to his disciples privily again, right? And he was speaking about the Mount of Olives and the temple being destroyed. And then he gave the signs of the end times, right? Which is the end of these times here.
Right.
Right? So he said, what you hear in the ear as a secret, you preach it to everybody. That's what we're doing. Okay? That's why we're in these streets right now. Okay? So we can preach to everybody what the Bible says. Okay? You don't understand what the mark of the beast is? Well, guess what? The Lord has men set up to give you the breakdown. We don't just blanket over that.
Right.
Okay? Read verse 16, right? And then all of you skip verse 17. You don't go on to verse 18.
Right.
You see the word mark in English, and then you get another precept, another scripture, not even a precept. You get another scripture that has the word mark in it, and then you try to glue it together as if that's the true understanding. No. Okay? Because if you were to read that Revelation 13 and 16 in the Hebrew, and you were to read Ezekiel the 9th chapter in the Hebrew, there's not the same mark. Okay? But just that the English language limits certain definitions and certain meanings of words. Okay?
Right.
They could have easily put another word in English for mark in Revelation 13. Okay? Right. They could have just said engraving. Instead of putting the definition, they could have just said engraving. But they put the word mark there. But why is that? Because the Lord put stumbling blocks in the scriptures because he doesn't want everybody to get it so easy.
That's why I said, here's wisdom.
Yeah. Verse 18.
So that shows you this mystery. Let them then count the number. You're going to get, of course. I'll just paraphrase.
Yeah.
But it goes to the number of the men, 306, 600, 666. You know? So the Lord, like you just said, the Lord wrote those things particularly so that, like Apostle Starr says, so we can put our scholar caps. You know? Because a lot of niggas don't want to put their scholar cap on. They just want to read it. They just want to read the Bible for face value, get everything out of the scriptures, and that's that. This truth is, it tells you in the prologue of Sirach, it takes labor, man.
Right.
Study, Selah, pause, meditate, think upon it. Some stuff you might have questions on, some stuff you might not have a full understanding. You go to a brother of a higher understanding to figure these things out. You know, that's what the Church of Berea was doing. They wasn't here for the parties, because these guys like the parties, and we see it. You guys being broken up and turned to each other because y'all didn't come in the truth sincerely to actually build the nation. Y'all came in for the glitz and glamour.
When they came in to build the nation, they didn't come to build the elect.
Yeah.
The elect, to bring it even further, you're right, but the elect is the part of the nation the Lord is going to save.
Right.
Y'all want to build the nation here. Okay? We got to build the nation. They got a flag, Masharah, Yasha Allah, right?
Banner. Right.
Well, first of all, the government of Israel, right, that's Yahweh Shah. When you read Isaiah, it says the government shall be upon his shoulders, not ours. That's not the proper God to serve the government. That's not going to be set up until Yahweh Shah. So y'all going off with that Masharah, Yasha Allah and stuff. Okay? So let's do that. Let's go into Revelation 13.
Oh, yeah, go.
Let's put our scholar caps on. Saying that Iran is shipping missiles to Russia. You know, I believe for this Ukraine war, right? So right now we have a proxy war is fought back and forth, right? And what that's going to escalate to? The war of Armageddon.
Yeah, because see, Esau want to keep his hands clean. You be seeing these mysterious figures that's high officials. I just say you see these officials that's high in the government get killed by some mysterious random person. Like, you gotta make sense of this stuff, man. That's why us, we search, like, nah, yeah. He's not gonna put some bullshit on CNN. And they're gonna say the U.S. had nothing to do with the situation. Israel had nothing to do with the situation. Yeah, but who else is targeting this main official that's loved by his own country? You know what I'm saying? He going all over the region. He was cool till these Americans started to play in his backyard. Now he wound up dead. And the U.S. like, do it. But why you playing in this backyard then?
Yeah, he was cool until everything was cool until the small hats started trying to take more land, you know. But let's get there. Let's get Revelation 13. Because before that takes place, before the destruction, before the salvation, we're going to have the introduction of the mark of the beast in the earth. Okay? And it's not sin. Because the mark of the beast is sin, right? It was one breakdown. Jake was saying, I don't know if it was IORC, one of these groups, maybe IORC, was basically saying, one of these groups was saying that they're going to pretty much have to ask you if you believe it. If you believe in the scriptures. If you believe in the scriptures, I can say I believe in the scriptures. Okay, you can buy bread and food and water now.
Like they the most high to judge that.
You know? That doesn't even make sense. You know?
Yeah, because scripture says deceive is yet true. We can lie to the white man.
Exactly.
Deceive is right.
You ain't got to tell the white man the truth. Like, 50 Cent on that meme. Like, yeah, I lied because I needed the money. We gonna lie in that day. We gonna get by in that day. The most I said we gonna get by. But how these guys trying to put it in context of the scripture? That don't register. You don't register with the prophecy. Like you had one guy say that from ISBK, I know y'all brothers remember, it's gonna be 666 men. That's
600. There's 666 men that rule the planet Earth. Where the fuck did you find that? How do you know? And if you know it's that many men, give us some names.
IUIC
Evidently did, yeah.
The Christians say that 666 in the mark of the beast deals with Nero.
Yeah, I heard that.
Roman Empire.
You can say Nero, then I heard Ronald Reagan, because his name got 6 characters in it. Meanwhile, Elon Musk is putting brain chips in people's heads right now. So let's get there. Let's go from scriptures. Revelation 13 and start at 15.
This is Revelations 13 and 15. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast.
Right, this is talking about that beast, which is the revival of the Roman Empire through NATO. Okay? The North Atlantic Treaty Organization. Look that up. Look up what NATO means. Okay? You know, you got people that hear BRICS and they hear NATO, but they don't really know. They hear EU. You hear these acronyms, but you don't know what they mean. Right? NATO is the North Atlantic Treaty Organization. All right? Which is the revival of the Roman Empire in 2024. Okay? The same countries that ruled ancient Rome, right, during the 12 seasons, is the same countries that rule today, with other countries added on. Right? With America as a woman, right? You have to go into Revelation 17. Okay? But they're all a part of this beast.
Right.
The beast is a governmental system. All right? Right. And it was started up by the Treaty of Rome. What was that, 1956? Right? I'll put it up. Keep going.
This is Revelation 15, it's like 13 and 15, continuing. It says that the image of the beast should both speak and cause as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed.
Right, so the Treaty of Rome was in 1957, right? That was when the European Economic Community was established. The European Economic Community, or the EEC, became the EU, the European Union, in 1999. Okay? So that was the beginning of this new revival of the Roman Empire. Okay? So read that again out about the beast.
This is Revelations 13 and 15. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed.
Yeah. So even when it says, I would say he had power to give life, you know, to the image of the beast. These different countries, they need resources, man. They need power to actually flow, you know, to generate and keep going and things of that nature. So America helped enable these different nations, you know, to be revived. You know, like you just said, the Roman Empire being a revival. You know, a lot of these countries was crippled even. They was going through certain states of crippling even all the way back then up until the point of now. You know, a lot of these economies of these other countries like pigs, Portugal, Italy, Ireland, Greece, and Spain. Yeah, they sustained, but a lot of the ways that they made it out of certain tragedies or travesties was being helped by their constituents, being in the EU, being in these treaty organizations, where they can actually pull resources if they have to go through disasters or things of that nature.
Yeah. But if you're a part of NATO, they all got to help each other out in times of war. Right? That's why you got this guy, President of France, Macron. He said it was about 2-3 years ago. He was saying that NATO is pretty much dead. You know, the beast is done. He said NATO's pretty much dead because we've seen the economies falter of different countries. You had the Brexit, you had UK leaving the EU, right? Right? You got talks of the Brexit. We got these riots and protests in these different countries. Then when it comes down to NATO, right? When it comes down to war, they're not following strictly behind America. backing up them in Israel. They have to have all these different talks and meetings, which that a part of that is fulfillment is Daniel the 2nd chapter, Daniel 2 and 40. So there's a lot of major prophecies that pertain to how these governments are being ran today. Okay?
And some real quick.
Yeah, come on.
Article, back to that point, there's an article we brought out before at times when we did videos on it. It's from a website called tomorrowsworld.org. It says, the title of the article, How the Romans United Europe Then and Now. The article was back in 2006. Now we'll jump to the point. It was a pretty lengthy article. I'm trying to get a quote from this guy that was there. It says, Belgian politician Paul Henry Spaak was one of the quote, founding fathers of the modern effort to unite Europe. It says,
Spock.
Spaak. Yeah. It says, yes, one of the founding fathers of the modern effort to unite Europe. It says, commenting on how it felt to sign the Treaty of Rome in 1957. He observed, quote, we felt like Romans on that day. We were consciously recreating the Roman Empire once more.
That's right.
End quote.
That's right. So when the Treaty of Rome was signed, and you had the European Economic Community. Also, it was also the establishment. Hold on, let me read it. Because we got our scholar caps on it. This was also the establishment of the European Atomic Energy Community. Okay? The European Atomic Energy Community, right? It says the treaties came into effect on January 1st, 1958.
Yeah.
Okay? So what?
What y'all say about that?
Yep. What the other just read was that they felt like Romans. Why? Because that was the spirit of Rome. That was that reincarnation of Rome coming back into earth. Right?
Yeah.
So we are in the Roman Empire all over again. All right? As the famous saying goes, when in Rome, do as the Romans do. Okay? All roads lead to Rome. All these things, everybody wants to come to America. Everybody wants to be an American. Everybody wants to speak English, and have McDonald's in their country. Right? Now America's falling, so there's tension. But the spirit of this place, right, is the spirit of Rome all over again. Okay?
Revelations 13-12, and he exercised all the power of the first beast before him, and caused the earth and them that dwell. And I beheld another beast come up out of the earth, and had two horns like a lamb, and he spake like a dragon.
Right. That is the revival of the Roman Empire. Okay? Okay? Speaking peace. All right? But it's like a dragon, because eventually the beast is going to introduce what? Draconian measures to clamp their grasp on the earth. Go ahead.
Verse 12, and he exercised all the power of the first beast before him, and caused the earth and them that dwell therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed.
The first beast is the Roman Empire. The Roman Empire was healed through the revival of this new beast emerging out of the earth. In these times, that was only what, 1957? Okay? So what, live off 70 years ago? Not even 100 years. Okay? So we are in the time of the revival of the first beast, right? Because it was wounded, it was taken down in the past, right? The pagan Roman Empire, which was ruled by the so-called white Romans, and then it fell. and you had so-called black people ruling Rome, which were Israelites.
If I can say too, and America's going through the same distresses that ancient Rome went through. And guess, on top of that, they don't have any solutions. Neither do the ancient Romans have the appropriate solutions to deal with saying crises. Because when you devalue the money and you build a shoddy infrastructure, you got to start all over. All these U.S. like me and the brother Anat and the other kids, we just drove past the Federal Reserve, and my brother did a tour here in Georgia in the Federal Reserve. They spoke about the amount of money that's just generated and printed. You can actually see through glass and see blocks of money. Look like millions, pretty much like millions of dollars worth of money, you know, all throughout, just straight cash in this Federal Reserve. You got multiple districts, but it's fiat currency. It's worthless, and all this money is heavily in circulation. You know, so this devil, if he wants to restore or stop these different tragedies that's taking place in his economy, he gotta do a lot of burning of this worthless currency, tearing down of this infrastructure that's degrade. Rome was dealing with lead poison in the food, water. I think it was the water. Lead, Rome had a bad lead, I think, or mercury poisoning in the water. America has a lot of poison in its water supply too, man.
Yeah,
Pipe, the jacked up pipe system. Because Rome switched up their pipe system and it messed the people up.
Michigan, fluoride in the water, all of that is happening now. And they are going to do that. They're not going to burn the money this time. They're just going to switch over to a new system. Now, you know, we're going to get it, but they're going to introduce new digital currencies. Okay? And it's already happening.
Revelations 13:13, and he doeth great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men.
Now, when did this system, when did this beast cause fire to come down from heaven? Now, most would say, some Israelites say it was World War II, right? Nagasaki and Hiroshima.
Little boy fat.
Yeah, little boy fat man, which that was when they dropped the bomb. Fire did come down from heaven, but remember the beast is NATO.
Right.
Okay? So it has to be after 1957.
Right.
We're talking about the beast. So now look up, Google the first NATO bomber. All right? And it should say the bombing of Herzegovina in 1995.
Yeah, it makes sense because it couldn't have been. Yeah, it couldn't have been those prior events because Beast wasn't even around.
The technology was there, but the beast wasn't around.
Beast, yeah, you got to really find it.
Yeah, you said.
Yeah, because the only recorded weaponry that can actually have fire come from heaven, really was nothing. The only thing that you get early that can actually have fire,
yeah, it'll go into it.
as far as ancient arsenal, is you have those cannonballs that they can actually ignite and it could repel. But that's not fire coming down from heaven. This is talking about advanced technology. You go back to ancient weapons, the way that they would assault each other, because a lot of times, what was that we call it?
Okay, I'm sorry.
That's catapulted. They would catapult that ball,
second is down.
but sometimes they would actually set it on fire. But that's not talking about that.
Right.
Read both.
That's not talking about remotely close to that. But that's the only technology where it was, pull it back, they'll pull the catapult and they'll do it to pretty much break down either castles or just go ahead and tear down the infrastructure.
Yeah, they talking about. Be like tie it down and cut the rope.
And then it shoot, but they'll light it on fire. That's the only time they one of the few ways they would use fire from an aerial, or they would have they'll have archers, they'll light them on fire. But that's not what it's talking about. Because you had archers since the beginning of the time. This is talking about, John is saying this on an island of Patmos. They already had archers that was firing, doing these things prior.
Exactly.
So it's some type of monumental event that changed the, like it's ground, like you said, cutting edge, groundbreaking. That
changed the
changed
landscape of war.
The landscape of war. Yeah, that's the best way to say it. Yeah.
Yep. So go ahead.
God says the first NATO bombing 1995 campaign was in Bosnia and Herzegovina. It was the first time that NATO had used military force without the express endorsement of the UN Security Council and thus international legal approval.
And that was the beast. That was the beast in control. Okay? Bosnia, Herzegovina, and the campaign was also with Yugoslavia, right? So that whole, because if you remember in the early 90s,
What year is this?
1995. If you remember in the early 90s, right? There was battling in Beirut, the Serbians were fighting, and that spread over into Bosnia, right? And they were trying to spin the war. This is like 93, 94. Meanwhile, they was engulfed in the Gulf War. So that whole region has been on fire. And then what, 5-6 years later, right? 5-6 years later, what happened? Then you had 9/11. So then that was going into Afghanistan and Iraq. And it's been that way for the last almost 20, 2001, 2002.
He said that we went to the Bosnian War, right?
I'm just saying it was a part of that.
It was in Bosnia.
It was in Bosnia. I'm just saying there was war in Bosnia, war in Serbia, war in Yugoslavia.
Yeah. Most definitely. The only reason why I just wanted to reassert, not reassert, but pretty much get what you're saying, because it's a good movie to watch on this, called Killing Season. When you're talking about the Bosnian, the whole thing with John Travolta and Robert De Niro. John Travolta was a Bosnian in that movie, and Robert De Niro was an American military man. So they figured out that each other were basically part of. They wasn't even on a war. I think it wasn't even a war mission, but his family got destroyed. John Travolta, when you watch the movie, it's a really good movie. Really good movie. But John Travolta shows you the Bosnian War early, and then basically his whole thing is they're trying to kill each other because of the conflict that took place. I'm saying just in regards to the Bosnian conflict and all that stuff that took place, that was a very, very historical events that took place around that time in a good movie. It's good sense.
Yeah, what was the year the movie that came out? If you remember?
2013.
Okay.
Yeah, but it says, going to the Bosnian War, American troops witness atrocities and they shoot serve soldiers. They hold accountable.
What's the year?
See, Mrs. Informants retrieved for NATO. I gotta figure out the year.
Is that still the movie or is that the history?
This is the movie.
Oh, okay. Don't worry. I thought it was the history.
I can read about the section too. The North Atlantic Treaty Organization carried out an aerial bombing campaign against the Federal Republic of Yugoslavia during the Kosovo War. The airstrikes lasted from March 24, 1999 to June 10th of 1999. The bombings continued until an agreement was reached that led to the withdrawal of the Yugoslav army from Kosovo.
Yeah, that was 99. And by the way, after that, it ain't Yugoslavia anymore. I think they changed their name to the Czech Republic.
Okay.
I remember that and learned about that in school. I don't think it's called Yugoslavia anymore, unless they change the name back. Look that up. Look up. You see Yugoslavia. Look it up.
Statement. That's how you know these other camps. See, they don't even break it down like this. They of course they get the mark wrong They wrong on the beast. They tell you, oh, the beast. That's
Right,
the
what's it called?
beast is the white
Say the
man.
new name.
They just feel like they make it like a general, general thing. Oh yeah, the beast is the white man. Then the image is Cesare Borgia. Like no, you got y'all not even started off right.
So you don't know you don't even understand beast in the scripture.
They don't understand. Yeah, they don't got that.
Because in
this
Daniel,
going into the history.
the term beast is written throughout the scriptures.
Yes.
You know, you had beast kingdoms that wasn't even part of the white man wasn't even ruling it. So how is the beast the white man? And you had Babylon was known as a beast.
Okay,
You know, the first beast, first and second and third. The Persian Empire, that was a beast kingdom.
So they broke that up.
But it wasn't a white man's kingdom.
Right.
So you guys, you are not knowing the scriptures, man. You gotta you gotta make all this stuff make sense in a totality, because you're confusing people. To say the white man is the beast system, but you had beast system before the white man became in rulership. How does that work? Was the Babylonian Empire a beast system? Yes, it was. You know, it was a government that wasn't orchestrating and following the law, statutes, and commandment. That's why David said that in Psalms, so foolish and brutish I was like a beast before thee. That's governments that don't have the Most High's spirit to take the precedent. Unruly, animalistic, beastly.
Yeah.
It's not the white man.
Sensual, meaning, they did according to their own will.
Yeah, according to the
Which there was 4 beasts. And now we're talking about the revival of the 4th beast, which is the new Rome. Right? Another name for this place is New Rome.
Daniel chapter 7 and verse 17. These great beasts, which are four kings which shall arise out of the earth.
So you have Babylon, right? Which took over from Assyria. Right? Then you had the Medo-Persian Empire. Right? They took down Babylonians in one night. The writings on the wall. Book of Daniel. Then you had Greece. Now, who took over Greece? It started with Philip the Macedonian. Then his son Alexander took over. So you had Greece is in power. Then after Greece, you have the Roman Empire. And then the Roman Empire fell. You can read 2nd Ezra, the 11th and 12th chapters. Right? And then, centuries later, right, is what we're reading about now, you have the revival of the Roman Empire. Okay? So those are your 4 beasts. Okay? This beast right really we're in now, this kingdom now, is still the 4th beast. It's just been resurrected. Okay?
13 and 14. This is Revelations 13 and 14. And deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying to them that dwell on the earth, that they should make an image to the beast which had the wound by a sword and did live.
So now we're seeing that now. Now we're seeing a new image and a new system appear in the earth. Because the old system was what? Sovereign nations with their own currency. Right? Yeah, sovereign nations. China, Russia, former Soviet Union, Russia, right? Yeah, the European Union, right? The U.S. with the U.S. dollar. They were all using their old paper currency and coin system, right? Everything was documented. You got to get a passport, right? You got to everything was pretty much documented in paper, right? Everywhere you go, you got to have some kind of license. The license is just paper, right? Covered over plastic, right? Laminated, printed it out, right? So, okay, come on. So what is happening now? Now we're seeing a new system, right? A new governmental system is emerging. This is why you're seeing the emergence of BRICS. This is why you're seeing countries like Turkey want to move away from NATO. You're seeing the breakup of the European Union, the Brexit. American allies are are really moving away from being allied to America, right? At least in spirit, right? So everything is shifting.
Yeah, they're affiliating themselves with countries that pose a direct threat about destroying America. You have Russia and China, they're constantly speaking of war threats. And then they said they constantly are getting applications for other countries to join BRICS. So that shows you a lot of these countries are tired of America. You know, the enemy of these countries, the number one enemy is not Russia, it's not China, it's America and Israel. You know, that's why they call America Great Satan, and they call Israel Little Satan. And then they'll try to blame. See, they got this Middle East scheme going on, where they try to blame these Arabs, and they try to make them the face of terrorism, when really the so-called white man is funding these terrorists. He funds both parties. He's been funding both parties in war for hundreds of years now. So when you see these Arab countries, when you see these Arab nations, you're like, man, why these Arabs killing each other? They both under the banner of Islam. It's way deeper than that. It ain't got nothing to do with religion. It's political. Politics of the so-called white man stands above religion. You know? Because these Arabs, when they see each other, they don't see each other as an Arab or a brother of Allah. They see each other as enemies, terroristic enemies, and they get paid off heavily by Russia, because it's proxy wars, it's third-party wars, and they get some of these guys getting direct deposits from the countries, man. Countrymen, whether it's Russia, or China, America, or Israel. Either they're getting the actual funds, or we already know for sure they're getting the arsenal, because a lot of these guns and stuff like that, you got certain people that do news reports and they do extensive homework, and they're figuring out a lot of these guns, a lot of this stuff it links back to America.
Yeah, well, a lot of them journalists are getting captured and killed.
Yeah,
and they'll tell you that it's Russia did it or Iran did it. No, they did it because they don't want the truth to come out. Right? But I want to get through this, so let's
by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast.
What's the miracles? The technology. The technology for war, the computers, right? And now we have these smartphones and all that. That's the miracles. Okay? Go ahead.
Saying to them that dwell on the earth that they should make an image to the beast which had the wound by a sword and did live.
Now who's creating this new image? The WEF, the World Economic Forum, the United Nations, all these countries, these G20 summit meetings, when they come together, you hear them speak about we need a new system. The old system it needs to be done away with. Right? A world without borders. All of that talk that you hear these top economic leaders speak about, right? These different economic pundits, when they go to these governmental meetings, they're basically speaking about a new world order. So that's the new image that's emerging in the earth. And it's going to be based off of AI technology and the digital wallet. Yep. That's the image. It's going to be a whole new system. Okay?
Universal basic income.
Yep. Man, I got a precept too to back that up. That's how you know too. The image of the beast is not Cesare Borgia, man. Right. Like we said, a while ago, these other cans don't even break down the other stuff right. The beast, the image. They even got that wrong. So by the time they get to their mark, they totally out of it. But it just said, which had a wound by a sword, which didn't live, which is a reference back to the Roman Empire.
It's talking about government.
It's not talking about no goddamn Cesare Borgia.
Right. NATO didn't set up the image of Cesare Borgia. So you can't equate that. Now, it is a part of the system.
It's a part of it, but
it's a part of the system that they use for religion and other purposes.
Yeah.
Which religion is just a pretense for them to do other shit behind the scenes. That's not the direct.
It's more deeper than that.
Yeah, it's deeper than that. That isn't the direct reason.
Exactly.
Okay? Remember, it says that the beast, so that means NATO is setting up the image.
Exactly.
NATO didn't set up Cesare Borgia. That was centuries ago.
Exactly.
That was millennia ago.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Talking about the 1500s.
Right.
NATO didn't exist back then. So that image is not talking about Cesare Borgia. So for all you Israelite groups that are breaking it down as a white Jesus, the image, no. Because the beast did not set up the image of Cesare Borgia.
Exactly.
That's talking about a new system emerging in the earth.
Right.
Remember, when you read Revelation 13 from the top, it's talking about a new governmental system. Okay?
Yep. Precept, Psalm 73, and I'll start at 18, the point is in verse 20. Let's read up a little bit. It says, surely thou didst set them in slippery places. Thou castest them down into destruction. How are they brought into desolation as in a moment? They are utterly consumed with terror, is the point. As a dream when one awaketh, so, O Lord, when thou awakest, thou shalt despise their image.
Yeah. Thou shalt despise their image. It's not talking about Cesare Borgia. The Lord is going to come and tear down the pictures of white Jesus. No. Okay? That's talking about this system. The Lord despises the system of these governments. So he has to bring these governments down.
Yeah, bring it down.
Okay?
Yeah, that's it.
All right, verse 15. And he had power to give life into the image of the beast.
And this governmental system, started with NATO, America, they have the power in their hands. They have the laws, they have the governmental entities, the different agencies, in order to set this new system in motion in the earth. Okay? This is why in your school system here in America, in your governmental system, in your jobs, in your corporate workplaces, they've been introducing this year, 2024, I know, because I've been at those meetings, where they're introducing AI into the workplace, AI into the school system. Okay? Now these kids go to school with laptops. I ain't seen a school book yet. They go on their laptop. Go to your child's classroom. Remember they used to have the overhead projector? They ain't got that anymore. It's all technology. It's all Bluetooth and streaming, projecting on a screen. Tablets and iPads and laptops.
Hey, I wonder what school is like now with AI, Chat GPT.
Yeah, Chat GPT.
You do your homework on there. You know, you copy the math problem, put it in there, probably break it all down. You copy that shit.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking like how does that shit work nowadays?
Facts.
Well,
y'all do your homework for you.
Remember, you used to take a test. You used to pass out them cheap blue plastic calculators.
Yeah, oh yeah,
You know they ain't passing them out no more.
No.
I remember if you had one of them them Texas Instruments I-280 calculators.
The big, real big
Man,
ones.
you had the real big. Yeah, the big
scientific.
scientific calculators. Man, you was the shit if you had a calculator.
Shit like this big.
Man, shit, not now.
God.
So you see a calculator, you be like, all right,
Yeah.
let me get this laptop. All right, so it's a new system that is emerging, right? And all the countries that are attached to NATO, that are attached to the U.S., are introducing the system mainly through the WEF, okay? Mainly through changing the way money is moving back and forth in the earth.
The World Economic Forum.
Okay? Listen to Klaus Schwab. It's another woman too, I forget her name. Right? Older woman with white hair. She speaks heavily in these meetings about shifting to the digital system. Okay?
Continuing in verse 15, and calls that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed.
Now worship. Somebody look up that word worship in the blue letter. Okay? I'm going to show you something. Let me show you something, Linda. Let me show you something. Okay? And I want you to read the definitions. Okay? About this worship. But They're talking about let's bow down to white Jesus. They have you bowing down to white Jesus. No. No.
Any worship in the Hebrew?
No, worship in Revelation 13. Yeah. Revelation 13 and 15.
Calls it all to worship.
With the forehead as an expression of profound reverence. It says, by kneeling or paying homage or obstinance, whether in order to express respect or to make supplication, use of homage shown to men and beings of superior rank.
Right, so you give homage to those of superior rank, right? So that means you're going to have to give your respect and your homage to your rulers, like your governmental leaders. Go ahead. It's a little bit more.
All right, it says to the Jewish high priest, to God, to Yahweh Shai, to heavenly beings, and it says to demons.
Okay, let's scroll up.
Scroll up. Oh, there's another.
I think you missed one of them.
These levels right here. Scroll.
Oh, okay, no, read down here, right? Read number 3.
Okay, it says in the New Testament, by kneeling or prostration to do homage to one or make obstinance, whether in order to express respect or to make supplication. Number 3.
Oh, okay, that's what it is. You didn't read the word right. That's obedience.
Slaki, obedience. Slaki.
Okay,
Obedience.
Obedience. So when you give obedience to somebody, you have to do what? You have to obey them, right?
Yeah.
Right? Now, y'all remember that movie? What was that? They Live? And all throughout the movie, it was putting on the glasses, you can see it said obey, 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 obey. Who do they have to obey? The rulers, the government, right? So I looked up the word obedience, right? And obedience says, as in homage, like you read, a show of respect or acknowledgement of the authority or importance of another. Right? It says, as an example, they made obedience before the king and queen. So when you worshiping this system, you're not bowing down to white Jesus. You're giving obedience to the rulers, the kings of this earth. And you're doing whatever they say. Right? I'm going to read another one. It says, she earned herself some political enemies. Remember when you read number 15, it says what? In verse 15, Revelation 13:15, what does it say? It says that they are going to kill you if you don't worship.
Yeah.
Okay? So it says, an example, she earned herself political enemies when she failed to make the proper obedience to those in power. So if you're not obeying this coming system, if you're not making that homage, right? That homage to the rulers of this world, then what's going to happen? Then they're going to deem you as a threat, right? We're going to make enemies of this government, okay? Now, another word for obedience, right? A synonym. Let me pull it up. Right? So you gotta pull out thinking process.
I got a quick piece of tips right now.
Okay.
Well, yeah, real quick. And other bars I quoted it earlier about how you teach the word, you gotta be on point. This is the 2 Timothy 2:15. Study to show thyself approved unto the Most High, a workman that needeth not to be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth. We go into that term, rightly dividing the word of truth. It means to teach directly and correctly. We go into the Greek, so we got the word. It got to be direct and correct. And that's why we're going into it. Going into definitions, pulling out articles, going to the Greek, going precept upon precept, going into the history. And they just as shallow as whatever. Beach was white man.
And they just reading over.
And the mark is
skimming through it.
is Christianity.
Yeah,
No.
sometimes the spirit possibly, which we grew up to study like that.
Yeah.
You might go through 1 or 2 scriptures, and you might be on them same scriptures, breaking it down for 15, 20 minutes. Sometimes Paul start. Brothers know how to video.
Because history is in that.
Yeah, couple verses. But most people get tired. You know what I'm saying? If you're not a great millstone and really get into it, a lot of these people that be on the outside, they really can't. They end up dozing off, man, trying to get to a lot of these scriptures, man.
That's why our videos don't get a lot of hits for the most
get a
part,
lot
like
of
other
hits.
camps. We're not
Controversial.
controversial. This is straight raw, just
Not
teaching.
drama, theatrics.
Not drama, theatrics, clickbait titles, such and such, stories and cuts. This is his name. Revelation 13 breakdown. That's
Yeah,
it.
because the highest views
Right.
we would get was the debates
Figure
and
it
the
out.
quarrels, the stuff that
Screaming
put
at the
us in
black
life-threatening
Yeah,
situations,
yeah.
getting us locked up. Those videos get thousands of views.
Yeah. Making the Edomite kiss your boot.
Yeah, just everybody's kissing our boots and all that. Those type of things.
Right.
People love drama, but when we actually just teach the Bible, what the crowd sees.
Yeah.
You know, these people don't enjoy the Bible. They don't actually really like the Bible. They don't want to learn about the Most High. They don't want to learn about the Most High's ways and how to get to the Most High's ways and reform their whole notion of thought and conform it to the image of the Lord. It takes too much work. These people already got the world to handle. You know, they got their careers. You know, they want to be a figure. They want to be successful. They want a status. They want to have a nuclear family. You know, at the same time they want to satisfy. You know, they don't want to rub anybody wrong.
Yeah, politically
They
correct.
want to be politically correct.
Get out of here with that, man. We're here to teach the truth, and that's it. Okay? So now, right? I was watching the Tuesday lesson, right, with the Apostle Bar and the Bishop Sacramento, Bishop Menatazat, and Bishop Menatazat mentioned, right, that when you watch that show, what's the name of that show? When you watch the damn, it escapes my mind, but he mentioned if you watch one of these shows, right? I believe it was dealing with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., right? When you watch that Marvel show, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., it was basically dealing with a shadow government trying to take over the world, right? And he said in the show, when one of the agents had asked what was the purpose of them trying to take over, it was like they just want the people to comply. They just want compliance. They just want control, right? So when you look up obedience, which is one of the definitions, when you look up obedience, which the word obedience is one of the definitions for worship in Revelation 13:15, you know what one of the synonyms is for obedience? Compliance. So we can get deep with these scriptures. They just want you to comply. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. One of the elites said that they don't want a nation of thinkers. Okay? They don't want people to be able to quickly think. No, they want you on drugs. They want you to hurt each other. And they want you to just listen and comply to their agenda. That's all they want. Here, just take this microchip, put it in you, and then we'll take over. We don't want you to work. We'll give you universal basic income, right? You will own nothing and be happy, right? They just want you to comply.
Yeah, because even though, like we know about these elite groups like BlackRock and Vanguard, it was a time where these, like certain companies, they wasn't filthy rich to the point they're at now. These countries are hitting certain milestones where they're really being extremely manipulative. They're manipulating the real estate market, they're manipulating course, the housing market, manipulating everything to the point where they're really effing you over. But that's all goes according to that control. A lot of people are seeing how it's definitely illegal. You know, it should be illegal by your pay to the pay scale to the actual residence that you reside in. They got an actual map that shows you each country ideally how much you're supposed to make to have sustainable income. I don't know if it's America like 86,000 per household.
Yeah, about 80 to 90.
Some in the hundreds, some a little bit more. But then you go to your jobs and they want to only give you 40 hours to pay you. Damn near. So how does that sustain? But going back to the point, how does it sustain? But that goes back to the point that these elites, they want full control over everything. They want the lion's share portion of everything. They don't want to just have a little bit and you just have a little bit less. No, they want to be significantly richer than you.
They want to be like the Most High.
They want to be like the Most High.
Isaiah the 14th chapter.
Full power.
Never satisfied.
Right.
Never satisfied.
Right.
Heart desires.
Yep.
Desires.
So now this new image, right? This new image that is emerging in the earth, right? This new image is dealing with this new AI digital world that they're introducing. This guy, was it Mark Zuckerberg, just introduced them new glasses, the meta glasses.
Yeah.
But pretty much you like in a virtual, you're in the world, but you can tap and click on every damn thing when you put them glasses on. Kind of like what Apple did with that Vision Pro.
Yeah.
So everything is AI, everything is digital, everything is translating to where you pretty much, really, I mean, they don't even want you to really deal with the physical. They want to give you an artificial world while they control the real resources and the real world.
Yeah.
Okay? So now, right, we brought out compliance, right? It goes back to worshiping the beast, worshiping the system.
Yep.
They want you to comply to the rulers and the agenda of the elites, right? So read what I had you look up right here. What's that?
Looking up digital identity compliance.
So digital identity compliance, that's the new system that they're creating. Okay? Digital identity compliance.
Right.
Go ahead.
Identity compliance provides a single control pane for access and compliance management for all user accounts and privileges.
Right. So this is dealing with all these businesses, corporations. This is a political, remember, the corporations rule the government. All your senators, your congressmen, they all are being funded by certain corporations.
America is a conglomerate.
America's it's a giant conglomerate of corporations.
Yeah, because America and the United States, USA, those, I think somebody broke that down, how they kind of two totally different things. You know, one is more corporate, you know, like an entity. I forget how you broke it down in the, but the point, just like you said, America is just a corporation.
Right, you got the president, vice president, right, senate and all that, just the board of directors, right? They can impeach you, they can override you in these certain corporations, and you know, you're not you know, they can take you out of CEO power.
Yeah.
Well, you had one of the least in Baltimore, like a goddamn company. Brother had brought that point out. A major portion of America had got purchased. Bishop brought that out years ago. There's an actual paper where it says, Rockefeller purchases America. You know, even the Louisiana Purchase. Yeah, these are land masses and lands can be bought.
Right, but they buy them out.
But it's how Esau does things. He does it from a corporate, political standpoint. Like how they...
Politics is a business.
Politics is a business. Case in point, if you look at how much French they paid for the Louisiana Purchase, in comparison to the money that they made the Haitians own in France, Haiti is bigger, if I'm not mistaken, than that land mass. If it's not, though, by mass, from the whole area of the Louisiana Purchase that was purchased, the amount of money they put Haiti in debt, they just threw up some numbers, man. You know, so that they couldn't, because they knew they couldn't get up out of that. Because just like you just said, America is not only is it a corporation, it's a shady corporation. You know, full of deception. But they'll do certain things and they'll change the policies. But you know, the scripture says, man, through craft, he shall make through his policy, he shall make craft to prosper in his hand. So the policies in these, like corporations, they'll change the business plan, change change out paperwork so that you can't fake
That's
give
why
them
they
a
gotta
lawsuit.
have lawyers for
You
everything.
gotta have lawyers.
Yeah.
And who's the lawyers? The small hats.
Yeah, they run the law firms.
They run the law firm, Birkenstein and Birkenstein.
Yeah, you always
and all
gonna
these
get a J
Come on.
name.
Yeah, because it's all a big corporation. Now read this again. Digital identity.
Read it again.
Yeah, compliance.
Identity compliance provides a single control pane for access and compliance management for all user accounts and privileges.
Keep going.
Access discovery, access certification, analytics, reporting, access automation. It says, what do you mean by digital identity? In access management, digital identity is a recorded set of measurable characteristics by which a computer can identify an external entity.
Okay, read in here.
If I can say too, and that's why tech really rules the world. Most people,
Okay, you can
their
read
minds
that.
are governed by this technology.
Read.
You know, you might have certain things that you like. All in all, you got a car that you like. Just the general
read this,
things
but
of
before you read that
of
part,
enjoyment. But mass
read,
majority of people,
AIO.
everybody's
Go up,
heavily ingrained in tech.
And read
Most
what it says.
businesses is online. Everything is
Yeah,
online,
yes.
man. Hell, the reason why a lot of these malls and these shopping centers got shut down is because of updated technology. Everything is online.
Yeah, you buy
You know?
everything off Amazon and eBay and Temu and
Temu, yep.
TikTok shop.
And the ways of purchasing, the speed of
Yeah,
purchasing.
the
Now everybody got Apple ID demons on. You know, I work at a company and we'll do card swiping and stuff like that. Now everybody ain't got tap. Older people, not even just
Yeah.
younger. Like you
right.
have an older person.
He ain't got tap.
What
You
you talking about tap?
If we were just inserting your chip, now
everybody just you ain't got tap.
Yeah, you tap your phone.
Tap your phone, yeah. Tap
Tap
your
your
card
phone.
or phone, yeah.
Whole Foods got the palm scan.
Your whole lot of phones.
People don't even want to swipe like that. They just want to tap. Gradually.
Yeah, but you know why? Because it's more convenient.
Convenient.
Quicker, yeah, you can put no passcode.
Now read this.
Here are some ways to ensure digital identity compliance.
Here are some ways to ensure digital identity compliance, right? Which leads to worship of this system. Go ahead.
Digital identity verification. This process confirms a person's online identity, which can include uploading a photo of an ID
So-
and taking a selfie.
So now what are they doing in the states now? Now all the different states are allowing you to put your physical driver's license on your smartphone now.
Yeah, that is true.
Now they're creating your digital identity online.
And
Because
if-
they need your information in the system.
Also, these school
Okay.
the school shootings have to in certain buildings. Gwinnett County Schools, they gotta have like AI technology. They're putting AI within the. I'll pull up the document. Brother had
Continuing on, identity and access management, also known as IAM. It says it is a framework of policies and technologies that manages user identities and permissions across systems.
Right, so all the different corporations, all the different systems around, whether it really don't matter what business you're in, from low to high, they're all going to start to introduce these digital systems. From you being an employee to you being a student, right? Everything you're going to have some kind of digital identity online. And it's going to be attached to AI. Now go down from there, then we're going to finish off. Read, is that? Okay, yeah, that part right there. What is digital?
What is digital identity verification? Digital identity verification is the process of confirming an online identity. It confirms the people with digital identities exist, authenticates they are who they say they are, and investigates their reputation to help prevent fraud, mitigate risk, and ensure compliance.
And to ensure compliance. They're going to ensure you are a part of the system. That's why they're going to eventually, you know what? Let's read Revelation 13, 16.
Yeah, that's it. They got pump in fear.
Revelation 13, 16.
Right, this is Revelation chapter 13 and verse 16. And he causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond.
So every person, not small nations or big nations. This is talking about people. Okay? People. Because everybody's going to have to be a part of this online digital identity system that they're introducing. You're going to have to comply with the system. Okay? You're going to have to bow the knee. You're going to have to pay homage to the rulers. They're not rulers spiritually. You're going to spiritually rule the earth. No. They're going to rule the earth through you being a part of this world, this digital world they created. Okay? Go ahead.
To receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead.
So now let's get the word mark. Revelation 13, 16. Okay? Now that we understand who's the beast, what power the beast has, and what they're going to do with the power, they're going to set up a new image, a new system, which is based off the AI and digital identity. Now, what are they going to give the people in order for you to worship this system?
Right. Yep.
Okay, go ahead.
The word mark in Revelation chapter 13, verse 16 in the Greek pronounced charagma, meaning a scratch or etching, a stamp as a badge of servitude, graven mark.
Right. So something cut, something engraved is physical.
Yeah.
That's not spiritual. Okay? In order to put a badge on somebody, right? In order to give them a stamp, in order to cut something, right? You're going to have to physically do it.
That's it.
Okay? It's not talking about stamping money. Because if it was talking about stamping money, it would just say that.
Yeah.
But it's talking about on people.
Yeah.
Okay?
More to it. It
Go
says,
ahead.
a stamp, an imprinted mark of the mark stamped on the forehead or the right hand as the badge of the followers of the Antichrist.
So it's talking about people, followers.
Exactly.
It ain't talking about countries and nations.
Big
bro.
nations, small nations.
It ain't talking about stamping money, printing money.
No.
It's talking about stamping people. But it's not talking about, you know how you go to the club,
Yeah.
right?
Oh, yeah.
And they put, or you might go to a music park and they get the little glow in the dark stamp,
Yeah.
and they stamp you and they stamp your little
Yeah.
kids.
Yeah.
So you can go in and out.
Yes, you go in and out. No, I got my stamp.
Yeah.
That's not what it's talking about.
All right.
The stamps rub off. That's just ink.
Yeah, because the
Right.
scriptures speak about a deadly.
Deadly wood.
Right.
Ain't no deadly woman after you get out of the club.
Grievous sword. Grievous sword. Yeah.
I mean, a grievous sword. There ain't no grievous sword after the club.
Right.
You just wipe that thing,
Man, get some soap and water, you wipe that off
soap
with
water,
a paper
spread
towel.
that shit.
Right.
You know? Go ahead.
Continue on. It says the mark branded upon horses.
Yeah, you physically have to brand a horse.
They ain't
right?
going nowhere. They ain't going nowhere.
That ain't going nowhere. Matter of fact, the hair, when you bring certain animals, the hair doesn't even grow back because it's been burnt.
Permanent.
It's been burnt. It's been seared.
Burnt the hair follicles off.
Yeah, it's been seared
Damn.
down to the root.
Yep.
If I can add too, like one definition there said like to cut or to scratch.
Yeah.
And that's going to that you know, like you make an oath, you gotta spill blood.
Raw blood.
Yeah, might have to do with like a blood oath.
Blood
or
oath.
something.
That's kind of going to that too. When they bring out that syringe, they draw blood to inject that seed in.
Yeah.
That's you making a blood covenant with the New World Order.
Fingerprint.
And even Roman, the Romans that I don't want to say the Caesars, but Roman leaders in different parts of the Roman government, they would stamp their gladiators. You know, if you like you saw Spartacus, and they was all fighting at the I forget the term. It's been so many years since I watched it. But they was all fighting at the house of Badiatus. You would know that those are Badiatus slaves by the brand. So if that slave were to run off and he went to another plantation or location, you would look at see the emblem, and you'd be like, oh, he comes from the house of Badiadas, the house of XYZ cracker, you know. So that's why the devil is pretty much, pushing that same, pretty much pushing the same mechanics as even all the way back then.
Yeah, the same thing. It's
with modern technology.
Yeah, it's just a modern. It's a modern stamp. It's a modern brand. But instead of branding you like some HBCU college fraternity, he said don't deal with that. You can't. How you know? Because it's going to tell you what that mark is going to be used for, right? It's the microchip, and I've been saying that.
Yeah.
Now you got Israelites that will break this down the wrong way and say they might introduce a microchip. Now they want to they might throw a microchip in there.
But it's part of it.
It's part of it. It's possible they might throw a microchip in there. You know, no. All you gotta do is look up what the word means.
What the word means.
When you were in elementary school, don't you learn how to read out of a dictionary? It's the same thing with teaching the scriptures. You got a Bible dictionary, you got Merriam-Webster's dictionary, you got online dictionaries,
Different translations.
different translations. Okay? Go ahead.
Continuing on, it says a thing carved, sculptured, graven work.
But I thought it was talking about sin.
Right, yeah.
How do you carve sin in somebody's flesh? How do you carve sin in somebody's right hand or their forehead? Hold on, brother. I got, like the devil is seducing you and saying, hey, like it down in the damn sewer.
Yeah.
I got some sin down here.
Right there.
Like it is a damn sewer. And he says he got sin. Sin isn't a physical thing.
Right.
Sin is the result of the wrong action, disobedience.
Right.
So what this is talking about here is something physical, dumbass.
Yeah.
And that goes for all you Israelite groups and leaders. I'm telling the truth. Okay? You're a bunch of dummies, right? If you think that it's talking about sin.
Right.
If you take the physical microchip, it will be a sin unto you.
Right.
But it's not sin within
sin
itself. Okay? That doesn't make any damn sense.
Right. Right.
Okay? Was that it on that?
That was it on that.
Okay.
It was already understood during
We've been sinning.
during the time of the law. If you were to sin, you get sins whether you have to pay or you get put to death. Fines, you have sins unto death. Some sins not unto death. All that was established before the book of Revelation.
First of all, if it's sin, I thought we was in the new covenant.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, see
That too.
They'll say the mark of the beast is sin, but then they'll say we're in the new covenant.
That's
This is why we tell you, you stop following these, and I'm speaking to the elect. Whatever elect members, right, are out there, stop watching IUIC. Just watch GMS. We're going to tell you the right, correct thing. We're going to break it down. We're going to go deep into it. We're going to make sure you get the proper understanding. And we're going to tell you the things that make sense. Because saying that the mark of the beast is sin, and there's Israelites that are going to take the mark of the beast, right? But then say that we're in the new covenant doesn't make sense. Because in the new covenant, we don't sin.
So when the Lord told the individuals sin no more, they had the mark of the beast.
Yeah, the woman that got caught. He told the woman, Yahushua told the woman that got caught in adultery, go and sin no more. Right? And then he said, whoever has not sinned, throw the first stone. They ain't throw nothing. So that means they had sin in them too. So that means they had, like you said, they had the mark of the beast.
He had the mark of the beast.
Yeah, Apostle.
Oh, they don't believe in Apostle Paul.
Apostle Paul was bugged out, right?
Yeah.
According to them.
King David sinned. King David committed one of the worst sins in the scriptures. The King David had the mark of the beast all the way
Didn't Moses disobey the Most High Yahweh at the rock when he split the rock? Yeah, that was a disobedient command. That was sin under Moses because he didn't do the promise.
And why would the angel come to John? John is serving prison. for the rest of his life. The angel came to him and said, yeah, the mark of the beast. He's talking to him about stuff that already, John would already know that. I already know this sin is the result of death. You don't have to call it the mark of the beast instead of right hand in the forehead. Yeah, so I'm talking about the same thing back then, but it's the right hand in the forehead. It's all sin. That don't make sense, man.
That don't make sense, man.
That's why scriptures we keep quoting. Rightly divide. It's a right way to divide the truth, and it's actually a wrong way to. It's the Holy Bible is a book of truth, but these guys are teaching it wrong, so they're teaching it separate. It's a wrong way to divide the word of truth. Yeah, they're going through Revelation, but they're not going into it the right way. And like I said, if you want to know it in context, we're gonna go a couple verses. That's why we always go a couple verses up. We can go from the beginning. We go from chapter before. We can proceed to the chapters after. You know, do comparisons, what they call cross-referencing, which is precept upon precept. We need precepts on it. You know, going to the Greek, going to the Latin, go all the way back to the Hebrew. You know, the etymology, and put it all together so that you can understand it clearly. Like the elder said, direct and
Correctly and not
correctly and directly. We ain't being indirect over we think. It's our theory. We indecisive. We ain't working on it. We telling you what it is. You know?
Okay, so read Revelation 13:16 again.
This is Revelation 13 and 16. And he causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads.
Right, so now, right, I'm gonna do a simple Google search. This is Google, right? All I did was Google, right? Hold up. I'm gonna Google microchip implant in hand. Microchip implant in hand from Google. Microchip implants in the hand can be used for a variety of purposes, including contactless payment, access to doors, and storing information. Payment. Microchips can be used to pay for items at contactless payment terminals such as grocery stores, cafes, and restaurants.
Yeah, microchips are in terms of technology, that's some of the most coveted technology worldwide. That's why when this whole thing was taking place in Taiwan or Taiwan, they have all those microchip processors,
Taiwan
processors and stuff like that. That's a major thing in that country, man. That's probably make up majority of the money that they generate them damn chips, because everybody in the world wants those chips. Everything runs on microchips. As we speak right now, we're using technology that's fueled by microchips.
Yeah, we all everything. This smartphone has a microchip. This right, but the microchip that this is talking about, this is produced by RFID and NFC. Right, Taiwan is talking. Those microchips are computer motherboard microchips. They're two different microchips. These microchips are talking about implants.
Biometric.
Okay, right, biometric implants. Okay, so now let's read verse 17.
Oh, this Google mark of the beast.
Yeah, the chip came up.
Of course it does.
Right.
Of course it does.
Right.
It said nothing about sin in all its forms. It don't show no map of different countries.
So if Google can get it, why can't you?
If Google knows what the mark of the beast is, but you Negroes don't.
Still struggling.
You Israelites don't. Go ahead.
Verse 17. And that no man might buy or sell
Make a payment in a grocery store, a cafe, or a restaurant. Go ahead.
save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name.
Because you're going to have your digital identity in this system. It can do what? Store information, right? Let's see what type of information the microchip implant can store. It says Microchips can store information such as emergency contact information, social media profiles, and health records.
Yeah, so this technology is getting so advanced.
Grapho, that's the grapho.
Grapho.
Yep,
What it's
grapho.
learning, it learns too. This technology that through this microchip and stuff like that, you have the algorithm, which is pretty much studying you from your input and processing it, and it's kicking out information to your liking. You know, so this stuff is advanced. That's why artificial intelligence. Everybody knows artificial intelligence marks destruction, technology being adversarially used against the common citizen or common man and woman. Yet, this government and everybody looks at this stuff as something that's highly desirable. So they know it's destructive, but at the same time, they know it's one of the main driving forces of the times that we live in. AI, chips, robots. These companies is investing into this stuff. They
Bro, if you don't
shying
have
away.
a smartphone,
You're behind.
you pretty much a damn caveman,
Yeah.
right?
Dead to the world.
You're dead to the world. You don't have a smartphone or a laptop or a tablet, right? So now that was in the hand. Let's read about the forehead. So this is, I just Googled simply brain implant on Google. Brain implant. It says a brain implant, also known as a neural implant, is a technological device that connects directly to a person's brain. Brain implants are used for a variety of purposes, including communication. Brain implants can help people with motor disorders. If you can't use your hand, motor disorders, or who have had a stroke, communicate with an outside device like a phone or tablet. So let's say you can't use your hand, so you can't get the implant in your hand, but you can put it in your brain. Then you can be in a wheelchair, roll up to a McDonald's, right? You know how you go to maybe a drive-through. You might go to a drive-through, or now in certain restaurants you sit down, they got the little digital menu, right? Or they got the QR codes.
QR code. Yeah.
Now what these brain implants can do is you can just think what you want. You can think about what you want, and you can communicate with a tablet or a smartphone, and you can buy something. Okay? So what we're talking about with the MOTB, when you read verse 17, that's talking about the microchip implant. Because everything that it's talking about, you can do by cutting and implanting a chip in your hand.
Yep.
Right? And then that be, how you buy and sell, or how you're a part of the system. Right? All your whole digital identity, right, is going to be on that coordinate.
Like you said, starting out with these smartphones.
Yeah, we got one more verse. Let's get the 18.
I would say you can't delete. Nowadays, even when you delete your information on your phone or your factory reset and stuff like that, a lot of stuff is still linked to some type of database.
Yeah, cloud.
You got your iCloud,
Sometimes you got to double delete it.
and it still might not be deleted.
It's still out there.
And that's just the fact that this devil has full control, man. And he's looking to tight, slow, gradualism. Even with these guys, that's why they can't see the micro, because they don't see people walking around with it right now. And they don't got faith in the scriptures. They don't see how things can just change overnight. Hell, prior to that sickness outbreak, people wasn't getting jabbed up that aggressively. Right when that sickness came, you had billions, not hundreds of millions. Billions of people got jabbed within a short space of time just from a sickness that had like a 1% cure.
Verse 18, here's wisdom. Let him that had understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666.
Right. So that number translates into, in the Greek, chi psi stigma. And when you look up the word stigma, when you look it up in the blue letter, it takes you to stigma, and it means to pierce. Okay? So that's so when it comes down to the mark of the beast, it's something physical that these governmental systems of NATO, America, are going to introduce to the world. Now, we didn't get a chance to get it, but when you read Revelation 3 and 10, that's the hour of temptation. And when you look up the hour of temptation, it means trial by piercing. So there's going to be a time when this system is going to try to pierce everybody with a micro shield. And if you take it, you're going to be destroyed. But if you don't take it, and you have faith in Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, then you'll be delivered. It's soon in Revelation 14. Okay? So that was a little deeper overview and breakdown of Revelation 13, going into what it means in these modern times and how it correlates to even now, right? But with that, we're going to close out. Hope this was an edifying camp. We want to give our praises, glory, and honors unto
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash.
Double honors to the apostles, bishops, elders of great millstones. Shalom to the 144,000, the rest of the hopeful elect. Shalom.
Shalom. Shalom.